So the Vancouver Canucks, over the past couple of days, have almost broken the internet with NHL news and specifically rumors about the possibility of Brock Boeser getting traded. So we'll be taking a look at the situation with Boeser, the salary cap implications this offseason for the Vancouver Canucks, and obviously the flat salary cap definitely is going to hurt the Canucks. We'll be taking a look at all that in this video. If you like what we're doing here at Goal Line Hockey and want to see the latest news around the NHL, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and a subscribe down below. Let's take a look at how the Vancouver Canucks are being affected by the salary cap, things like that. We'll be looking at some of the rumors about Boeser as well. All right, so we're going to just take the elephant out of the room right away here as we take a look at Brock Boeser. And we made a video talking about this the other day, but now we've started to see some mock trades and things like that. We'll be taking a look at some of that in this video. So obviously the Vancouver Canucks are looking to move out Brock Boeser. It's been almost completely seen that way. They seem to value a guy like Tyler Toffoli more than Brock Boeser at this point, maybe because of Toffoli's probable lower cap hit and the stability of the Vancouver Canucks moving forward. Because let's put it this way, we know Brock Boeser is going to be worth more money in 3 years from now than Tyler Toffoli will. Because once Brock Boeser's contract here ends, he in 2 years, it's a ticking time bomb there. And with the Vancouver Canucks, maybe the Canucks aren't sold on him completely long term. Also the fact with his injury history recently, are they, do they feel like in 2 years from now we probably aren't going to want to sign this guy long term? Maybe get the most value we can for him now. These are things that the Vancouver Canucks seem to be looking at, and they seem to like Tyler Toffoli there on the top line and over a guy like Brock Boeser at this point. Fansided believes that the Canucks should trade forward Brock Boeser. Now this is the big mock trade that we've seen. Brock Boeser to the Philadelphia Flyers for defenseman Shane Gostisbehere, a prospect, and a first-round pick. So the thing here is, the Philadelphia Flyers are a team where they're kind of cap-strapped, maybe not in the next couple of seasons, but as of right now, they're pretty close. They can find a way to fit in a guy like Brock Boeser, but it's going to come at a price. And you would have to think, you're looking at Gostisbehere, right? He's a pretty solid player there for the blue line there in Philly. The first-round pick, probably a 2021, unless Vancouver really wants a first-round pick this year, maybe 2020, and a prospect. Now, prospect could mean different types of players. Are we talking about a Robert Hagg? Is he considered a prospect still at this point? Ivan Provorov? Or are we talking about maybe like a centerman like Morgan Frost possibly being in that deal? I don't see them trading a guy like Joel Farabee. He had a great season there last season with the Flyers. So does a guy like Morgan Frost maybe fit that there? And did the Vancouver Canucks possibly pick up a couple assets here out of the Philadelphia Flyers? So that's been the talk there. That's been the big rumor. We've heard that the Florida Panthers could be possibly in that. The New Jersey Devils, the New York Islanders, the Minnesota Wild. Who am I missing here? I mean, it seems like a bunch of teams seem to be in on Brock Boeser and trying to make a deal work. The Buffalo Sabres, somebody brought up a very interesting comment here. Let me find it real quick, but it was actually a pretty interesting proposal. Let me see here, because it was actually a decent trade. I don't, again, let me know what you guys think about this down below. Some people were pretty interesting. So Justin Van Kirk, he said trade him to Buffalo for the 8th pick in the 2020 NHL draft and defenseman Rasmus Ristolainen. And the interesting thing here, they're basically saying, this is a great situation here for Vancouver because then you have a guy like Holtz, right? So Vancouver, okay, so this is the trade. So the Buffalo Sabres trade the 2020 first-round pick, their own pick, it's 8th overall, as well as defenseman Rasmus Ristolainen. Now here's the problem. The problem is the Buffalo Sabres have been very high on Rasmus Ristolainen. Management just came out the other day and was talking about how much they love having Risto there in Buffalo. I think the fans there in Buffalo really like Ristolainen. So that's the only issue with that. But besides that, this does make a decent amount of sense. The Vancouver Canucks with that 8th overall pick, as he said, they could draft a sniper, Alexander Holtz. He's younger and cheaper than Brock Boeser, correct? And it will make Jack Eichel happy because you pick up a guy like Brock Boeser, you're showing that you want to win now. And picking up a guy like Brock Boeser definitely would do that for the Buffalo Sabres. And I'll see some of the comments. Now that's a trade. I like that trade a lot. Yeah, so someone also said maybe adding Sam Reinhart. I don't know if that's going to work. I don't think the Buffalo Sabres are going to give up both Reinhart and Ristolainen and the 8th overall pick. That's an awful lot there for them to give up. But never say never, right? But that is an interesting trade. Some of the people down in the comments like that as well. So thank you very much, Justin Van Kirk, for that comment. That was a very good comment. But, speaking here with the Vancouver Canucks, what do you think of a trade like that? You're picking up a solid defenseman in Ristolainen. His cap hit is pretty low considering I believe he has 1 or 2 years left on his contract. I believe it's like $5 or $6 million. So he has a very nice cap hit there for the Vancouver Canucks, a cheaper defenseman, but he's still very solid, and maybe makes the the blow of losing a guy like Tanev this offseason maybe doesn't hurt so much, and possibly Edler as well. So this is a good possibility here for the Vancouver Canucks. Both sides can kind of be happy, and I kind of like that idea that we could see that. And like I said earlier, the Canucks seem to value Tyler Toffoli higher at this point than Brock Boeser, and will explore possibility of shopping Boeser this offseason, according to Thomas Dronice. So that's kind of the situation here with the Vancouver Canucks. They've got a couple of big pending unrestricted free agents this offseason. You've got Toffoli, Jacob Markstrom, Chris Tanev. Really, those seem to be the big three everybody's talking about there in Vancouver. And maybe they do trade for that 8th overall pick, and they pick up a Lucas Raymond or an Alexander Holtz or a Cole Perfetti. And you pick up one of those guys, you've got Rasmus Ristolainen. That looks pretty solid there for the Vancouver Canucks. They could end up having the best of both worlds here in this deal. They may be able to keep Toffoli and add a very high value, high potent offensive player in a guy like Holtz or Raymond or possibly Perfetti. So leave in the comment section down below. What do you think of some of these mock trades, the Flyers trade, the Buffalo Sabres trade? What do you think of all that? And what do you think of the Vancouver Canucks really valuing Tyler Toffoli over Brock Boeser? It seems a little bit weird, but I guess it's a little bit understandable. So thank you for watching this video. If you like what we're doing here at Goal Line Hockey, want to see the latest news around the NHL, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and a subscribe down below. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.